Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time the review of the 144th scale real grade Gym Sniper Custom version Katoki from the Mobile Suit Variations series. Let's get started with the elephant in the room. Real grade. Think more high grade, but with slightly more inner frame. An inner frame of which certain parts also look suspiciously like the high grade Milsa Century gym line. But now for something more positive. The proportions of this thing are absolutely amazing. Down to the feet, everything looks exactly like it should, and even Bandai kits have a hard time getting Katoki style feet right from time to time. These perfect proportions are in stark contrast with the quality. The plastic quality is generally quite poor, with fitting issues here and there. The most obvious one on my kit being the huge gap on the left lower arm. Other than that, we also get other issues linked to third-party kits. The plastic has an overall rough feeling, the chest armor on mine was warped, and glue is definitely going to be your best friend. On the flip side, it did give me that nostalgic feeling of building a War 144 scale no grade from the 90s. You might think that I'm just looking for positives here because I'm a huge fan of the Gym Sniper Custom version Katoki. And you'd be right. By the way, did I tell you about how the detailing on this kit is actually pretty competent? Most of the panel lines are deep enough and generally look really nice. Now, I say most and generally because there is a molding defect on the leg. Talking about looking for positives, people who hate stickers will be very pleased to hear that we get absolutely none of those. So those really nice Aurora stickers that you see on mine, you're gonna have to buy those yourself. And while you're at it, you might also want to pick up some marking decals because we're not getting any of those either. But let's have a look at what we do get with this kit. And for a split second, the dark clouds seem to vanish. The shield is really nicely detailed on the front, and even the handlebar on the top is a separate gray piece. You might just want to fill up those two holes, and the quite hollow back. The mounting bracket is typical Bandai fare, with two pegs allowing you to mount the shield on either the side or the back of the arms. Then we also get a kickstand, which would be really sweet if it was long enough to actually support the shield. For shooting purposes, we get a double-barreled beam spray gun, which fits snugly into the right or left trigger finger hand, and you can also remove the top barrel to make a regular beam spray gun. Fortunately, I can't show you this because I had to use my good old buddy, glue. You can also store it on either leg with the help of, you guessed it, glue. Talking about guns that you have to glue, the beam sniper rifle. Just as with everything else on this kit, it is almost great. I'm really digging the look and detail of this thing, if only it wasn't for the molding defect hole in the scope. It also fits nicely into either trigger finger hand, although the weight can sometimes be a bit much for the hands to hold. So in order to make sure that your Gym Sniper Custom can hold on to his beam sniper rifle, you can use, you guessed it, the included open palm hands. Now, if for some reason you do not like the beam sniper rifle, you can also transform it into two other forms. The first one I'm going to call a beam carbine, and the second form is the stored form, which allows it to be stored at the back. This frees up the hands for the included beam sabers. Unfortunately, these are just leftovers from the RX-72 version Katoki, and we do not get the box beam saber unit. On top of that, we can't store the beam sabers anywhere either, unless of course you modify it. And then finally, here's a showcase of the rest of the leftover parts. Now, let's look at the grand articulation that our real grade has. And it might actually surprise you. The head is on the usual ball joint and hinge combo, allowing for a full range of movement. The arms rotate around all the way, go up only about that far, forwards a bit, and backwards even less. They rotate around below the shoulder, bent at the elbows at two joints, and the hands are on the usual ball joints. Once again, glue is going to be needed. The polycaps inside the arm are extremely loose. Inside the waist, you get a few joints, but only one is really going to be doing anything, the bottom ball joint. At this point, it's also important to mention that the kit that I have is the original magazine add-on, because on the remold RX-78-2 version Toki that I have, and pretty much everyone else, the waist ball joint is worse than G's Savior. On my Gym Sniper Custom, however, it does its job just fine. Surprises continue on and below the waist. Both front and back skirt armor are molded separately and allow for a wide range of movement, genuinely improving upon the higher 20th century gyms. And the same goes for really good outwards movement and rotation. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. When you bend the knees. Out that this thing was a real grade after all. For the feet, we get the budget version of the flip-flop joint forwards movement, and somehow we get way further backwards movement. And going side to side rips the thing to pieces. So overall, the articulation is actually pretty good. Sure, you might want to glue some things, but overall, I'm pretty okay with it. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Well, it's really going to depend on the kind of builder that you are. I've already seen plenty of hate for this kit on various Facebook groups, coming mostly from straight builders. No offense to straight builders, I'm partially one myself, but let's say it like it is. This is not a good kit for straight builders. Straight out of the box, it simply cannot compete with Bandai stuff on any level. However, for around $85 Hong Kong dollars, which is around 10 US, I'd say that this kit is plenty worth getting for people who are fans of the Kitoki style and are willing to put in that little bit extra effort. Even small touches, such as applying the Aurora stickers, will seriously enhance this thing's appeal. And I think most importantly of all, the flaws that this thing does have are relatively easy to fix if you just want to put some time into it. It's not Bandai quality, but it's also far from the horror stories that I've heard about other bootlegs. For comparisons, first of all, here he is next to the RX-78-2 version Kitoki and the Hagrid 20th Century Jim Kai. Then next to some other badass gyms, the Gym Sniper 2 and the Jim Quell. And finally, here he is next to the standard size Gym Custom and the always bulky Zaku 3. And that's all for this review, and see you all next time.